Thank you. There's a first. So just the process. Thank you again for the interviews. Every trustee has a ballot. We will vote those. If there is a tie, we will go to a second round of voting. If there is another tie, we will go to a third round of voting. If there is still a tie, the board chair will appoint from the tied candidates. Is that? So that's our process and policy. So just so everybody knows, but now, I think we should talk about the candidates. Anything you have specific to say, or if you have a candidate you liked, or if you'd like to talk about just your philosophy, any of those things are open game. So, Trustee Greeley, you're reaching.
Yeah, I am. I guess I'd say in looking at all three of them, I saw strengths in all of them. And my philosophy, I've learned over doing this process many times, is to look at the passion for the school district and for putting students first. And really that's what in the end, that's kind of what it comes down to for me. It's one of many.
Thank you, Trustee Greeley. Trustee Hawes raised his hand.
Yeah, I want to echo Trustee Greeley's comments that each candidate had different skill sets for sure. Could bring a lot to the table. So this is tough. I just want to also thank the candidates because it takes a lot of courage to do this. I actually went twice before they got tired of me applying. So the process it's a very stressful process. But for me, I looked at a number of factors, and so and I'll explain those. So for me, I'm supporting Dana Zuckerman, and I'll tell you why. She's been involved in the district, multiple levels, from her kids being in the district as a volunteer, and then of course in the 2017 bond that she was a part of, a co-chair. I think she's got a great skill set involving policy, which is important. One of her main jobs is policy. She's got great board experience in serving on CCDC. She's really a community leader in the things that she's done. And that's important in this role, I think, because you have to be able to identify be in touch with the community, but also be able to understand community resources. And lastly, kind of what you said, one of my check marks was passion. So what I heard from her, I heard a lot of passion also from the other candidates, but her stated passion and how she articulated it really hit home. I think she's got a clear passion for the district and for public education and educating our youth. So all the candidates are excellent, different skill sets, but I'm going to cast my vote for Dana Zuckerman.
Trustee Langley?
I was very impressed with all three candidates. Like my fellow trustees have said, there's just so much strength in each one of you that is completely unique. Just still rolling it around in my head, so not a clear person in my mind, but I will tell you my thinking on this. It's very important to me as a trustee that our district uses interest-based decision-making, and that is a process that brings every constituent to the table when we move forward. And what that looks like is sometimes it's slow and sometimes it's hard. And there are a lot of discussions. And I had to learn this the hard way myself. But the benefit so greatly outweighs moving forward. And every single candidate is an expert in their field. So it's just so valuable to me to hear more about how you guys consider and look at making decisions, because this is not any individual. And while we all bring expertise, it really ends up being a representative body of our community. And so that's a huge part of how I'm going to make my decision.
Thank you, Trustee Langley. Trustee Gregory?
I think it's interesting to note that the trustees before you, 3 of them have been appointed. and and that's just one of the characteristics or the nature of board work. And I don't even know how many appointment processes I've been through, but I agree with Trustee Langley in that the process is important, in that to deliberate and think about what the board needs, what skill sets do we need to add to the board. That's one of the things that I think about. And quite frankly, we have made good decisions down the road. The easiest thing for us is for it to be an election. That's the easiest thing for us. But this challenging task is before us, and that's what we do to meet the requirements of the law and to keep our board going forward. All of the candidates have challenged me and have, made me ask myself, what skills will they bring to the board, and what holes do we have in the board that we need filled, and what characteristics do I see them bringing that will help our board continue to function as a body that digs in and studies the issues and critically addresses the needs of the district and of our students. So those are some of the thoughts that are going through my mind, and I'm still weighing those and interested in hearing other trustees' opinion.
Thank you, Trustee Gregory. Trustee Oppenheimer.
Thank you, President Weegers. Boy, this is a tough one. This is really, really hard. I don't have too much to add to what the other trustees have said. I too look at this as, where are those gaps? What's missing with this body? And I will say that I really do value that when board members do have kids in the district, I think that that's important. And I believe all three candidates do currently have kids in the district. So that doesn't help. But yeah, and also really, that passion to serve and serve for the right reasons. I heard all three talk about the importance of making the right decisions for our students. So that didn't help either. I wish I could vote for all three of them. So I don't know. I'm still thinking through this, but I do want to just say thank you to all three of you for putting your names in. And you've made this very difficult for us, but we will figure it out and move forward. But I will say, also, I'll finish and say that for those who are not chosen in this moment, I hope that in the future, if there's an opportunity, that the other two, whoever that is, continues to engage with the school district. There will be another opportunity at some time, and I hope that that allows you to keep pushing in. Look at Trustee Haas here. He kept going, and here he is. But I do encourage you to stay involved.
Can we
didn't mean that bad.
Again?
I didn't mean that bad. I meant that great, and we're so happy. Yeah. So anyway, but I do hope that you will continue to stay engaged.
And I look at it from a running the board type situation. How do we get the right people in the right places? And actually, I appreciate actually Caitlin in her interview pushed us to get different kinds of people, and how do we make the board more accessible? And take that to heart, because it is a difficult board to be on because of time constraints and other things. I mean, you guys are all accomplished professionals, and you're considering how much time it takes and the effort to do it. And then how do we make that more accessible to all in our community? So I think that's something I think about, how we can improve that in previous processes. Part of my problem with the board right now is we've had 3 appointments in a year and a half. So we've kind of gone through our bench, and I try and always build that bench, and how do we get people of certain things to apply, and we have to build them up to do that. And the good news is we've got 3 very high quality candidates. I look at skill sets very hard. I look at the way people think. because we will be working together and making decisions together. And that doesn't mean we have to all agree. And actually, I'd prefer that we don't sometimes, because we need to have that discourse and those questions. And, you know, and I think all three candidates would make me think. Probably make me think I'm not very smart sometimes. But so I appreciate, again, you applying. And if any other questions or comments? Trustee Gregory? All right, any other comments? Okay, seeing none, we will actually proceed to a vote. So with this, we will vote. The clerk will come pick up the votes. They'll tabulate, they'll bring the results back to me. And I will, you know, declare if there's a winner or not a winner, or if it's a tie, and then we'll, if we need to vote again, we can have more discussion and go from there. Thank you. Okay, we do have a winner actually on the first round. It was a very close vote. All candidates received votes. The next member of the Boise School District Board will be Steve Schmidt. So, but once again, thank you to the candidates. Hopefully this isn't the last time we hear from the folks that applied and didn't get selected, including the applicants that weren't accepted for finalists. We do encourage engagement, and we are doing everything we can to help make that happen during these difficult times. But you've got a big learning curve ahead of you, Steve. Get ready. And thank you, Caitlin. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And Dana's on an airplane somewhere, and we thank her as well. You will actually be sworn in on the regular December board meeting. We will have meetings before then. I think we will invite you to those, but you will not have a vote. Nor will you probably, I don't think you can sit on the dais at that point since you will not be a board member. Would that be? What? No, but I'm talking about, we have a workshop and we have committee meetings. So that's what I was talking about, actually. So the regular board meeting, but most likely we won't have action items in committee meetings. I don't know about the workshop yet. Seeing that, we'll move to we have board superintendent comment.
President Wagers?
Trustee Greeley.
I'd like, because this has an action item, again, I would like to make a motion that we accept the vote, the appointment for Steve Schmidt.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And actually, at this point, we're just affirming the selection. All right. Thank you for that point of order. Appreciate that. We will go ahead and move on to board superintendent comments. Any comments from the board or superintendent? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion. Terminator?
I move to adjourn this meeting.
It's been moved. Is there a second? Moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Appreciate you attending the meeting. Meeting is adjourned.